Every artist is different, but we all share one thing in common: creative block. Even the most brilliant artists of all time have experienced it. The unfinished projects, the blank canvases, and the abandoned ideas. Overwhelmed with frustration, slowly slipping into madness. And so suddenly you ask yourself a question: what inspires me? The question I ask myself when all I hear are crickets in my brain, and so I begin the search for my new inspiration. I begin by disappearing deep in the works of artists on social media, thinking it's only a matter of time before something sparks an idea. Every day sinking further and further into madness. What was once a search for inspiration becomes a trap for inaction. I feel completely stuck and uninspired by the overwhelming amount of posts, after what feels like years of constant scrolling, clicking, and watching. Still at the beginning of my journey with nothing to show for the time wasted. I feel lost, so it's time to take a step back to where it all started. Recently, I was looking through some of my old things that I hadn't seen in a while when I found an envelope. It was full of theater tickets for movies that I had seen many years ago when I was still a kid. It reminded me of something I'd forgotten. This is where the artist in me was born. At the movies. It was my exposure to a world beyond my daily life. It showed me that there was so much more to see and experience. I just needed to go outside and look. It inspired me to become a creator. Those movie tickets were a reminder that sometimes to spark inspiration, you need to look outside the box. It may not always be where you expect. And so I ask myself again, what inspires me? Everything. Like music, because it tells a story. It makes you feel something that almost nothing else can. Every note carries with it a memory, an emotion. It is a universal art form that can add depth and meaning to any story. Or photography, because it has the ability to stop any point in time. Every emotion, every memory, and the story's true essence. The shapes, colors, and textures all come together to create a beautiful frame. An old but never forgotten memory. And the list goes on because inspiration is everywhere. The creative process is not linear. It's actually a bit more complicated than that. Some days your mind is racing with ideas. Other days you're staring aimlessly at the ceiling. You don't always feel inspired or motivated to create. And sometimes you know exactly what you're doing, and other times you don't. But that's all part of the process. The journey through the unknown, the not knowing when your next spark of inspiration will come. The waiting between the silence and your next masterpiece. That's where inspiration is born.